Well, ho, ho, hello, Faux Real listeners. This is your jolly old pal Santa Claus. I hope you're enjoying this show as much as I do. It's a true gift to be doing the introduction to the show. The missus and I listen every week, and it's really like Christmas morning to hear who the new guest is having a conversation with Devlin. This week, Devlin welcomes Alexia Dox and Simmi Singh from Overthinking with Kat and June, now streaming on YouTube Premium. It's a delightful program that's already become the talk of the entire workshop. All episodes are available with your subscription to YouTube Premium, so take it from me and give yourself the gift of Kat and June today. We'll get right to the show after this word from our partners. Faux Real is supported by Pathwater. The average American uses 156 plastic bottles a year. These bottles do not biodegrade and end up in our oceans and on our shores, causing devastating effects to wildlife and the environment. There is an estimated 8 million tons of plastic refuse building up in our oceans annually, and there are reports that at the current rate of waste, that by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish on the planet. That is truly disgusting. The Pathwater team is helping to combat this increasingly destructive problem with their 100% refillable aluminum bottles filled with crisp, clean, BPA-free water. The refreshing water inside each reusable bottle goes through a 7-step reverse osmosis process and tastes even better with the knowledge that you are helping to save the environment by eliminating single-use plastic bottles. Pathwater is locally sourced and is available on the official site as well as in packs on Amazon. You can also get your very own Pathwater bottle by visiting the Pathwater Street Team outside the Glendale Galleria and other markets, and posting your Pathwater adventure on your Instagram page. For more information and to get your own Pathwater bottle today, go to drinkpathwater.com. That's drinkpathwater.com. Pathwater, a refreshing path for bottled water. And now, on with the show with my very special guests, Alexia Dox and Simmi Singh. Hit it!
Sorry, you can keep talking.
Yeah, I think we are. We're going for it.
It's happening.
I'm here. Okay. Just live on social media
Simmy's on the
person.
big mic.
I know.
How do you like that in your hands?
You know what? I.
Why
can't
is it
stop
like
thinking,
that? Why is hers like that?
I don't know.
Listen,
because I'm a big girl.
We
That's why.
It makes your hand look smaller.
I know. I'm always so tiny, everything. This is just
I
all
hope
I can
people-
think about is sexual jokes, so we should just
I know. I was like,
That's it. So
I
I
hope
think it's
people
time to
take
move
this
on.
out of context.
just moving on.
Yeah. Everything that's going through my head is sexual right now.
It
Sorry,
wouldn't
Mom
be
and
the
Dad.
show without having a few technical difficulties. So, of course, we had some this morning. But, hey, we're making it work because that's what we do.
We're doing
And,
it.
yeah, we're hanging out in the green room of the Ruby right now. And I'm here with Alexia Dox
Hi.
and Simmi Singh
Hey.
from Overthinking with Kat and June. Welcome, both of you.
Thank
Wow,
you.
thank you.
So, Alexia, you said this is your first podcast?
This is the first podcast for this show.
For this show.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's a pro.
all right.
I
Basically,
have
is
done
what
other
she's trying to say.
podcasts. I
Awesome.
don't. Yeah. But for this show, this
But
is
this
our
is the
first.
best one.
No, definitely. My favorite and most best podcast.
Most best.
The most best
The
one.
bestest.
Well, let's get right into it. Tell me, of course, I did a little bit of research.
Ooh,
I'm
fun.
watching your videos.
Ooh, what weird things did you find? Because there's some out there.
There were a lot. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. Honestly. It's good weird stuff. It was
Yeah,
very fun.
yeah. Cool.
I really enjoy. This is going to embarrass you, I'm sure, but
I love it.
we're shameless on the show. I love your awkward flailing and your just shameless outpouring of exuberant joy because
Thank
that's it's really great.
Yeah.
You have
That's
such
my
amazing energy and that really that comes out 1,000 folds as June, which is so amazing. You two
Thank
have
you.
the most unbelievable chemistry. I hope you don't mind me like comparing the show to Broad City. I thought it had such amazing Broad City vibes. Have you seen Broad City?
Oh, I love Broad City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tanae and I had great, like right at the get-go, it was like we just kind of mishmashed so perfectly. Like we only met each other at the testing, and then once before we had like got together and just like had a hangout day.
That's great.
And it was so easy, you
I
know,
was
when you
excited.
find people like that. Yeah, she was just like super, we were both kind of really comfortable with each other, super open, and I'm glad that translated into the show. Yeah, I love her. She's amazing.
That's cool. So you guys just you met on set. I mean, you met through the show.
Yeah. We met at the testing for the show at the Awesomeness building, where they were kind of like, you know, pairing different actors together and seeing like which ones
Screen
clicked.
test.
Yeah, basically. And that's where I met her, and we did our scene together, and it was really, it just kind of all kind of like clicked together. Like her sense of humor and my sense of humor are different, but the way they mesh together, it's just like kind of magical.
It is quite
And
magical.
yeah,
It
yeah.
really is.
And especially we did a little, like just a tiny bit, because the writing of the show is so good, you don't need to. But we had one director who had us improvise a little on the last scene of an episode, and it just worked so well. Like it was so easy. It wasn't like we were like pushing anything. So yeah, I'm really lucky that they kind of put us together.
Do you do a lot of improv on the show? Simmi, feel free to jump in
No,
if you like.
I love just listening to her talk. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, on the show there wasn't a lot of it. I've done a little bit in the past. I was on a show called Quick Draw on Hulu, which was an entirely improvised show. We did that for 2 seasons with actually one of the directors of Cat and June was the director for that. And so I'm like comfortable with it. And we did just like a very tiny bits amount, like buttoning scenes up or like, you know, little tiny things. But Mackenzie wrote such a good script. You like, it just felt so natural that you didn't need to like, you know, like put in improv to like make it feel more natural, because she already did that.
You would just sit in the, like, when we were doing table reads and stuff, like, you know, we hadn't read the script or anything, like those particular episodes. We would sit there and we would, like, everybody would be there and they would just say the lines and everybody's just laughing. We are not even acting them out yet. So that's how well written the show was. It was great.
Yeah, when it's a good table read, it's like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're excited to actually do it.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
That feeling and that kinetic energy in the room when you get everybody together and it's all like, this is real, this is happening.
Yeah.
And, oh,
That
it's
first
so
table
great.
read was like that. It was like, this is magical. This is like all coming together and it's all hitting well. And yeah, that was a really cool moment to see that all kind of come together.
And they're like Kat and June, like the characters, even though their chemistry is amazing and their comedy styles are different, it works perfectly for the show because they're 2 different chicks. Like, you know, they're completely different personalities that come together and bond. But it's like you can see that with them, like, and it works perfect. Like I just sat there and I was like, this is such a good show. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here, just sitting. It's
Yeah.
great.
I got to watch the first 2 episodes.
Ooh, fun.
I know.
Sneak
Perks.
peek.
Have you seen it?
I have. I've seen the
What?
first 2. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But only
Hello?
the first 2.
If you
Guys?
if you want to hang out for a little while
Team,
longer,
what's up?
yeah. I'll pull
Let's
it up
all
on my
watch
phone.
it
Well,
together.
Yeah.
No, my family and I were gonna have a viewing party. It's gonna be great.
Awesome.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. That's so cute.
Yep, back in Florida, I told them, it's like, do
But
not
you,
watch it
yeah.
without me.
You saw the first 2
I
episodes.
did, and I love them so much. I don't want to spoil anything because I want everybody to watch, but it is That first episode is, I mean, they're both incredible. The first episode, it just you think it's going one way and it doesn't go that way. So and it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this show too. Is like I think a lot of female buddy comedy shows, they're already like established as friends, whereas this show is kind of like about female friendship and how it kind of like gets created, because we see them and they're like not, like I would say they're not really friends at all. They're just roommates trying to like make it work,
just trying to get through.
Yeah, and I think throughout the show there's like little breadcrumbs where it's like, oh, are you my friend? You know, like
They're like polar opposites.
Yeah. Is this kind of working? What? Ew, gross. Make it stop. But yeah, I think that was the cool thing about this show, is that you see that journey rather than them being already kind of like solidified best friends taking on the world, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it was cool.
And you get to see that dynamic created, which is so great.
Yeah.
You know? I've had a lot of those moments in the movie theaters. That's why I wasn't going to spoil. Well, it's not really fun. Listen, guys, watch it. You got to watch this show.
There's a cool movie theater.
There's a really cool movie theater scene, and I've had that happen so many times, which is why, like, I love going to the movie theater by myself. Honestly,
I do it all
I
the
just
time.
like in the middle of like a weekday afternoon.
Yeah.
You just have an empty theater, and it's just you, and you're just like stretching out and just like taking it all back, having a whole, bucket of popcorn to yourself.
Okay, how do you prepare your bucket of popcorn? That's a conversation. How do you prepare your bucket of popcorn when you're by yourself? There's a way. There's a secret.
What?
I'm gonna let you in. You ready?
Okay.
Oh, please
Because
do
only
tell.
when you're alone.
Okay,
And
all
you're
right.
welcome,
I love
everybody
this.
listening.
By yourself only.
Drop it on me.
Yeah.
Just because otherwise everybody's like, they judge you. So when
Right,
you want to
right.
you got to be by
That's
yourself.
right.
So you take the popcorn, right? And you tell them, you're like, hi, can you fill it up halfway? And then
Uh-huh.
you tell them to butter it. Okay. And then
Right.
you tell them to put the second half,
Middle and top.
butter that. And then you get extra butter on the side just in case you run out, like while you're eating and there's not enough butter at the bottom. Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. I did that.
But you can't do this
I
when
did
you have
that.
another
Life
person
hack.
with you.
no,
Only
because
by
they
yourself.
because
No.
they just stare at you and it's like, okay, well, this is what I do in my free time. So whatever, dude.
Listen, I'm totally shameless. I would do that anyway. But
I try not to.
I know.
I do have an image. I try
I'm
not
just
to.
Find
like-
yourself someone who accepts that, who
Yeah.
accepts that you put 2 layers of butter and then finds a little buttercup on the side. Like,
have you seen
that
Ralph
you're
Breaks the
supposed to have
Internet?
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
let's go. Honestly, we'll get the full on barrels of popcorn.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. Honestly, I keep eating it, which is I honestly
I-
never get
that's
it when
the
I go to
point
the
of
movie
it.
theater because I know.
But then you get sick and you feel
so
gross.
sick.
But you
Oh.
have to
what-
have soda after because, again, you're welcome.
That's how they get you.
You're welcome.
That's how
you
they get
have
you.
to
That's
get
right.
the soda
That's right.
after because that's how you're gonna digest it with all the carbonation. And
Okay, I
stuff.
think we
again,
should tell Simmi
you're
how
welcome.
digestion
Again, you're welcome.
So you put more. It's like BoJack Horseman. There's a line like,
Oh yeah.
you eat a lot, and then you can get ice cream to fill the cracks. That's what that reminds me.
You know, that's me.
BoJack is another guilty pleasure.
Oh, I love that show.
It's so good, but
Yeah.
it makes me so sad. It's too real.
I know.
It's too real, man.
I love that show so much,
amazing,
though, and I'm
though.
glad it's
Yeah, yeah.
coming back.
Coming back.
Yeah.
Here's another thing: if you feel full or sick, just lean back a little bit, okay, and then come back for air when you're ready. You have a whole movie to
Just,
get through. Exactly. Lean back. Put the popcorn in the seat next
Yeah.
to you because you're by yourself.
Well, I have frog
and then you'll
legs,
come back to it.
so it's like I have to, I gotta have room on either side, so I can just like do the whole.
Again,
That's a great
that's why you go by
PSA.
yourself.
Feeling
I'm
sick,
built like
just lean back
Gumby.
a little bit.
And then come back for air when you're ready.
Yeah, totally.
And then breathe, take a deep breath, start again. You're welcome. I'm tips.
Simmi's
Go
giving
ahead.
out a lot of advice
Yeah,
in this
I am-
podcast. You
I've
guys
done
are
this
so
a lot.
lucky.
You're welcome.
I get all the life hacks on there. This is
Through this podcast.
That
That's
should
right,
actually
exactly.
be the podcast's name. Life
Well,
hacks
now-
with Simmi.
Oh,
Now
You're
Simmi's
welcome.
giving directions.
You're welcome.
It's changing completely. I love this.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to come in as my recurring co-host.
You know,
I mean,
I'll.
if
okay.
you want. It's here. You know where
Yeah.
I am now.
Yeah.
Come on over.
Okie dokie.
And I'll be
Anytime.
on the side,
Permanent
just like
invite.
Just like
nodding,
I understand.
cheering you on with my eyes.
Thank you. Thank you. You're very expressive, eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, back to what we're back to the actual
I'm loving
conversation.
all of this. No, this is amazing. So I want to hear your origin stories. How did you get all the way
Epic.
back when I was a wee babe?
Well, I was dropped into my mother's lap by a bird.
Uh-huh.
And because that's where babies come from.
That's
according to
right.
my
That's
mother.
right.
Interesting.
Common knowledge.
To this day.
Mm-hmm.
Simi's knowledge on
this day.
digestion and where babies come from is
So,
a little unnerving.
You go first.
I don't think I was dropped off by a stork. I'll just tell you that right now. Let's see. I don't know. I guess in terms of like where I'm from and stuff.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay? I'm from Saratoga, California, which is in Northern California. I have my dad is from New Jersey. My mom is from France, so that's a fun combo. Yeah, I guess I started out. I guess I was gonna be a marine biologist.
Wow.
In college, and then I did
Where
that
where
for, like,
where did that generate from? Is that
the marine biology thing.
Yeah.
We live near like the Monterey Bay Aquarium and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And we're members there. We used to go there all the time. I was like obsessed with like the ocean and like, you know, the Blue Planet like DVDs and like
Absolutely.
I learned how to dive when I was like 14, I think. So I was just like really into it. I was like, I love this so much. I gotta get into it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But it's funny how things turn out because I went to UC Santa Barbara for college, and they have a marine biology program, but they also have a BFA acting program.
Ooh boy.
And so my first year, I was like, because you have to audition the end of your freshman year to do sophomore, junior, and senior year in that program. And I had tried out for a play like my first quarter there, and I got in, which was like, ooh, freshman doing like a play. Whoa, what's this? And then the next quarter, I ended up getting like a lead in one of the plays, and I was like, am I good at this? Should I
Hitting it right out of the park.
Talent.
from the
kind
beginning.
of love this? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna audition for the program because you have to like audition and stuff, and if I get in, that'll be the next step. If I don't, like, I'll just do marine biology and stay in that route. And I got in. So that was a fun conversation to tell my parents, like, JK, I'm doing acting now.
Surprise.
Not marine biology at all. So they wanted me to get like a degree in like accounting as a backup. I did not. I was like, that's not going to happen. Even if I have the degree, there's no way I'm going into accounting. And yeah, I just went full force into acting, did the program, graduated, came out to LA, did a lot of like kind of sketch, video, comedy kind of stuff.
You're a UCB girl, right?
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
a UCB girl. Yeah. Yeah, I auditioned for Mod 2 years ago. And got in. I've been doing that for the last 2 years, which is basically like putting up a sketch show every month with like a team of like 6 writers and 6 actors and a director, and it's super fun.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it's been really cool. And then this happened.
Hooray!
Hooray!
That's awesome.
So that would be my abridged origin story, I think.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
What
my
about you?
humble beginnings. I was born in Florida, and then when I was 8, my family told me that we were going on a vacation to India, and somehow I ended up there until I was 12. So that was not
That's
a
a
vacation.
very long vacation.
Yeah, they left, and I was there, so that was fun. No, they left
On
me
a
with my
3-hour tour.
Yeah, I should come back and we should have a whole hour just where I talk about,
You're going to be
this,
my
and it's like
recurring
therapy
co-host,
session.
so
No, I'm just
we'll
kidding.
get we'll
I'm
get
gonna
into
smile
it.
at
Jokes,
on the
I'm
next one.
fine. Everything's great. My older sister was there, my grandparents. So it was more of like learning the culture and like where your parents come from and all that stuff, like going back to the roots. And then I came back when I was 12, stayed in Florida most of my life, went to college in Florida, and then moved here, told my parents after,
saying, hey, we're doing pharmacy now, and being like, okay, that's the round thing to do, but I gotta go because I don't want to do this anymore. So I left and I came here and I started a YouTube channel, and didn't really care what I was doing on it. I was just kind of like posting whatever I thought.
But everyone else did.
No, not yet though. But I was just posting like whatever I wanted. I was like, whatever. This is what works for somebody else, and I started posting stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, that's not me though. Finally, last year I was like, I want to do sketch stuff. I'm actually good at that. That's something that I would like to do. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start doing that because with the digital age, we have that advantage to like, put our own ideas and stuff out there for people to see versus like waiting for somebody to come around and take your idea and make it into something. You can do it. So I started doing 2 videos a week on the channel, and then this happened. So that's where we are now. So yeah, one thing led to another.
You have over 800,000 subscribers, is that right?
Durr.
Holy.
Talk to me, girl. Talk to me. Yes.
I think I have like 800 people following me on YouTube.
Hey, come through to my channel any day. Any day.
I think I have about
That's
8,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
you've both outweighed me quite a bit.
I like the 8s though. 8's the lucky number here.
I mean,
apparently.
yeah, it seems to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Also infinity if you turn it sideways.
Okay.
Just,
I'm gonna.
you
You
know,
should drop
right
your
in,
mic
right
and
in
walk
the
right out.
right in the
Yeah,
right
no.
in the
Drop that mic,
infinity and
sir.
beyond, baby.
No. Drop that mic and walk out right now, please.
I don't think Jake would appreciate that.
He's like
Look at him, he's like, you
Yeah.
better not.
taking away his headphones.
Oh yeah, we do usually have headphones. We're usually in the podcast booth with. Well, you heard what happened about that earlier, but
God, I'm
talking
really
out
missing
loud
those
to the
headphones.
Speaking of
invisible
improv.
listeners.
Yeah.
No, speaking of improving, you did that.
You did that.
You did that with
See,
this podcast.
this is
yeah.
the thing, though. I do it so accidentally. Like I don't know that I'm actually. I guess that's what it's all about, right? It's got to be organic.
I loved Improv 101 was probably my favorite class because you get so many different people in that class. Like you get people who definitely want to do this and want to get into like improv, but mostly it's people who are like taking it on a whim, who aren't in the industry really. Like we had like a doctor, we had like a woman who
They're
just
having a lot of
wanted to have
corporations,
fun.
like corporate people, take improv
Yeah,
now, right?
yeah.
To help them
Yes.
better take on their
like
deal with
life.
people. Yeah,
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 and
absolutely,
things that happen,
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's really, and people, I think because of that, because it's the group of like not necessarily all improv people are very like supportive. It's not like who's gonna be the best improviser here. It's like, we're all in a class. We're just making shit up and seeing what happens, and it's fine. Like we take 4 hours every week and do this, and it's a break from people's lives too. I think it's like they're like a little escape for a lot of people. So yeah, it's a really fun class. I would really recommend it.
And I think that's what improv is about. It's about, building off of somebody else's, what they're doing, and then you build and you make a whole like scene out of it. you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's where the community comes from.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's
I
really cool.
think it's good not to take it too seriously because you're just making shit up.
And it's
like
supposed to
it's
be
like,
fun. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love community building. I love team building. I love playing those games.
Yeah.
I love to just get in it and be weird and awkward and freaky and.
That actually happens in episode, God, is it 3 or 4? Kat maybe takes her skills into June's office place.
I don't remember which
Well,
episode that
was
yeah.
actually that's episode 2. I watched that.
Oh, did they switch it around? Oh, they might have.
They
Okay.
filmed
Spoilers.
like,
Okay.
randomly, too.
I'll edit that out.
Okay. It's approved. We're
I
fine.
just started singing. Wait, what?
Deleted. Don't
Distraction.
worry.
Cool.
Distraction.
So that's episode 2. So you
That's
saw it.
That's
okay,
episode 2.
Cool.
Yeah, I watched that one already. Yeah.
I think we might have sent you episode 1 and 6, so it might be
Oh, that's what happens.
Fun.
So you're right.
I don't know
Okay,
anything.
cool.
I don't know anything. I was just on set. I filmed and I left. I know
lines.
nothing.
I said them. I went home.
Yeah.
I came back.
Yeah,
I
I
did it again.
Here I am. That's all I know. And just told locations. Of where
But
to
those-
be.
Listen,
scenes
whatever
were so
episodes I watched were phenomenal. Whatever numbers they were, they're
Perfect,
really, really
perfect.
good.
I think they know not to tell me anything. Cause
Oh, is
Just
that
to have
you're a
you show up.
blabbermouth?
just so I,
Yeah.
because you
Just
know
comes
sometimes
right
I get
out.
really excited. What are you gonna do? Okay, you go. Say something. Say something quick.
Okay. But I loved filming that episode. The like office stuff and like the stuff with like Kat kind of inserting herself into this part of June's life that like she shouldn't be in and is just totally like derailing June's like life. I love filming that with Tanae and like the chaos she causes in the
Yeah.
workplace is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love comedy that makes me uncomfortable.
Did that make you uncomfortable?
It really did.
Oh,
That's why I loved it
fabulous.
so much.
Yeah.
They did
same
their
same
job.
reason I love like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and
I
shows
love
like that too.
show.
It's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
it bothers me so much, and I'm like these people are just brilliant.
Yeah.
This is brilliant writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun.
I loved every like scene that I had with you, and I think most of my scenes were with you. Like you were in the
you
office
and
space.
Sashir, I
yeah,
think. Yeah,
we had a lot of scenes. I think most of them were with you, if not like
Mhm.
one of them you weren't in.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It was really cool just watching you, like everything that was on paper come to life, and you doing it. It was like awesome to watch because you have this like. You played it so well, the awkward character, right? And I always play awkward characters in my videos, but I was just watching. I was like, she's so good. She's really good. So you guys are in for a treat.
So
yeah,
nice.
I try.
So what? Nope. That's a spoiler. Okay.
Take it back.
Don't ask
Rewinding.
me anything.
No. You told me the origin story of your YouTube channel
Mm-hmm.
coming together. When did you start doing that officially?
So I properly started it last year, but I mean, I did it. I started it 3 years ago, but I didn't do anything with it until last year.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So last year,
You've
September,
only been doing it really for a year?
properly, yeah. Like before that, I was
Holy
just BSing it.
crap.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Before that, I was BSing it, and I was like, oh, this works for everybody else. This is what's gonna work for me. But then I wasn't having fun doing that, so I think it shows. And then
Absolutely.
when I stopped caring about like views or whatever, that's when everything started blowing up, and that was last year in September. Like that's when everything. I was like, I want to do this, and that's what I want to do, and that's what was going on. So, yeah.
Wow.
And that's
Cool.
what-
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is wow, you took on a mission impossible like nobody's business. That is incredible.
It's also 2 videos a week feels crazy to
Dude,
me.
that
No,
that is
everybody-
that
they're
is
two
nuts.
comedy sketches. So it's like first I was doing 2. This is when I properly started. It was September of last year, and I was doing 2 vlogs. So it was like Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday I would do a sketch. But then so it was one sketch, and I was like, oh, this is fine. I can do this. It's not a big deal. But then it come January, this year, I was like, man, I'm not having that much fun. I want to do 2 sketches a week. And all my friends actually that are YouTubers, they were like, Sim, that's like social suicide. And I was like, that's fine. I like it. So, hey, but that's like everybody would see me when I was filming with them, or if like that's when people would see me. Otherwise, everybody's like, oh, we're going to go hang out. We're going to go out. I'm like, yeah, but I'm more of a person that like, I like to stay home anyway. So I'm like, that's cool. I'll be editing, and that's what I was doing. So the only thing that anybody else was doing was filming for me. Other than that, like editing, coming up with everything, writing everything, it was me. So I spent all my time doing YouTube, and I had fun doing it. So that's when I knew I was like hitting the right, and I was like, and I was growing from that. And I think people saw that in the sketches because everything was like a fresh idea. Everything was like fun, and everything was just original. And I think that that's what helped
That's
grow
awesome.
it. So
Really presenting
Come
your
through.
art the way
Yeah.
you wanted to present it.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Especially
And-
editing wise, that's like,
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
you get better at it, and you get quicker at it. And it's funny because everybody's like, Sim, why don't you just get an editor? Because here's the thing. There's different videos that you should be using editors for because they make
Sure.
it better. But I think when you're editing like a comedy sketch and stuff, a lot of the times you're getting more ideas while you're, editing it. Like one time I was editing a video and I was like, why wasn't this a fight scene? Why wasn't this a martial art moment, you know? So it's like,
can you edit it then to become a martial
no,
Right.
I need somebody to kick. No, someone needs to be thrown into a wall. No. But it's like you get
Put
ideas
in inserts
from
of Jackie Chan
I know.
just randomly, you know.
it. And no one's like really going to make your vision come to life the way you will. Like you need to
Absolutely.
have at least that skeleton to where somebody else can now, like if it's something that's with special effects and someone else that's actually good at it can do it, but you need that skeleton that's yours. That was
Yeah.
up here and you put it into your edit.
That's also your like sense of humor too. So
Yeah.
it's hard to like translate that into
Yeah.
another person to have them then
Mm-hmm.
edit it the way you would want
Yeah.
it to be.
Unless they're there from the writing and the get-go, like, you know, this is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking as I'm writing it, this and you're there for the filming part, not just, hey, here's all the footage, now edit it. Like, no way, not gonna happen.
Editing is such a nightmare. I edit all of my shows too, and it's just audio, and it's a it's
You
it's
don't
a
even have
pain.
to match it
Just
up.
cutting out all my diabolical laughter is like takes hours. So
You should make a collection of that.
a montage, an audio
Diabolical, yeah,
montage.
of laughter.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
Make it
actually be
into your
really
theme
funny.
song.
What defines your beauty? Is it the makeup you wear? Is it the fancy attire you adorn for that red carpet event? CEO Moj Madera and the BeautyCon team believe it is the glamorous you that appears in your mirror and in that selfie you just posted. The phenomenon that is BeautyCon Fest, bringing together influencers, fashion icons, and makeup fans from across the planet since 2015, has been featured in Forbes and The Hollywood Reporter, and now has a new home as BeautyCon Pop. BeautyCon Pop is a spectacular, interactive pop-up experience with 8 immersive and highly Instagrammable galleries, an on-site salon, and a curated shop. Each room is presented by a BeautyCon partner and immaculately curated to present an awe-inspiring journey from wall to wall. It is also an incredible event space for influencers and transformational speakers to gather and present their magic. BeautyCon Pop is located just 1 block south of the Beverly Center in West Hollywood, California, and is now open weekends through January 2019. Tickets and all the info are available at beautyconpop.com. And, as a Faux Real listener, you can now get $5 off your purchase by using the code FAUXREAL at checkout. Just go to beautyconpop.com and use Faux Real, that's FAUXREAL, no spaces, to get $5 off your purchase. What a beauty of a deal.
How many episodes do you appear in?
Well, they're out of 6. I filmed for 5, but I'm not sure because you don't really know until you see it which ones you're gonna end up in or for how long. But I filmed for 5 out of 6.
Awesome. How was working with Sashir?
Great. She's amazing. Yeah, we had like a couple. Sashir kind of plays my, I guess my boss, who I'm like very obsessed with. Low-key obsessed.
Little bit.
But she just thinks everything she does is like, June thinks everything she does, and I think everything she does is like amazing, and she's like this like emblem of like perfection. So obviously when she gets to interact with Sashir, it's like a nightmare, or like when she gets to or interact with Sashir's character, it's like a nightmare because she's like, I'm a cool girl too. Yes. You know, and she's like struggling to like, what do human people do? You know? And we had a couple like, one-on-one scenes together, and, there's one in the finale that was just like so much fun to film. It was like just both of us kind of doing like back and forth, and then June having these like extra thoughts, and then Sashir just like riffed on something, and it was like amazing, and I just wanted to like listen to it, but I had to like do my inner thoughts. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's such a good improviser, such a good actor. She just was like, she played it very natural, but in a very, very funny way. Yeah.
Even as a person, not just a character, the way she carries herself, it's like I feel like June, where I'm like standing next to her, I'm like, oh my god, she's so good. You know, like, holy crap, you know. And it's cool because like you feed off of her energy, and like what Alexia was talking about. It's the way she carries herself and everything, the way she improvises. Like you just feed off of her energy, and you end up, improvising even better than you normally would. She's great.
I can imagine that she is the chillest.
Yeah,
she is the
she
chillest.
is really chill. Yeah,
That's a great word for her. She is the chillest.
She's really she's cool.
Yeah. She was the cool girl.
Yeah.
She was the cool girl on set. I just wanted to be her.
It's funny because in a way, my character is obsessed with Tiff too.
But in like a low, like I
but
think
like
you're
super
like
low key.
like,
You're high key obsessed.
I can also be.
Yeah.
I was like peeking out through my cubicle.
Yeah.
Like what's she doing? I know about her boyfriend. Oh,
except for she's
awkward
with it. I'm more socially
like
acceptable.
a person.
Yeah.
Like
my character is
normal relationship with her. Yeah.
Good times.
But yeah, the office scenes for me were like so fun to play because you just got to see June in like a different environment than like with Kat.
Yeah.
And
outside of her comfort zone.
Yeah, and definitely still like even though it's like her own realm, it's just like just as awkward and just as like exhausting to be in. You know?
Just a pack of wolves. That's what I feel like. I feel like you got thrown into that every day.
Yeah,
when you
into
were
the
at
office. Yeah.
It's like just a pack of wolves.
It was like,
out there.
be cool, June. Be a cool person that people want to work with. Was my inner monologue usually.
You had those moments.
Oh, like on set, or
in life.
In real
I'm
life?
doing it now.
Yeah. I mean, I will say my first scene was with Justin, who plays the landlord that June is also low-key obsessed with. So June has
It's
some
a
obsession
recurring
problems.
theme.
Let's think about that. But yeah, Justin Kirk plays the landlord, and I remember my first scene ever in anything Kat and June was with him, and I definitely had a like, okay, just act like a normal person. Don't tell him you loved weeds. Like, be cool. Keep going. What do human actors say to each other? You know, like, but he was also very nice and very chill, and I probably put way too much work into like thinking of how to be a normal human. He's just very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody on set was really cool. I remember telling my team, like, every time they would like call me, they was like, "How was your day?" I was like, "It was spectacular. Like, it was so good, you know."
Yeah.
Like, everybody was nice. Everybody was like on top of everything, and like there was like nothing but good vibes.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
I think that was the nice thing about the set is that we tried, keep it like cool. We're filming a comedy. Let's like.
It was actually it was so much fun. It wasn't like, oh, we're at work.
Yeah.
You know, I have 7 more hours of this. It didn't feel like that. It was.
I mean, not that
great.
there weren't like deadlines or like rushing to like get a shot or like, but no one.
That's good. So they do
Yeah.
let you just have time. Never mind. I don't know.
Okay,
where
I will
was
say
going with
they
that
don't just let you have time.
You're still there on a
Do you want to
schedule.
take
Yeah,
a nap?
right,
You wanna
right,
take a
yeah,
nap?
right,
Just
right.
like come back later.
Take your shoes
It's
off.
Mandatory
fine.
nap time
Yeah.
is
No.
very good.
They
Out-
were just
out in
really
your
good
trailer.
They were just really good at like not, like even though things needed to be rushed at points, you never felt like you were being rushed.
That's
and nobody
awesome.
was like in your stuff like, we have to get this done. It was just like, all right, let's do it again. One more time. Let's go. It was great.
That makes it so much better when you know that you have a team and environment where you can play.
Yeah. Where you can make mistakes and not feel too dumb about it too,
Absolutely.
Like sometimes when you're in a group you're like and you're thinking like, oh god, I can't mess up, I have to do everything perfectly. You don't get like the good stuff, like the good stuff is where you kind of mess up a little and things go weird but in a good way,
And so many times that ends up being the best take.
Yeah,
like
totally.
when you flub it comes out organically and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love those moments.
Yeah, me too.
What are you watching?
Currently,
Yes.
Friends.
Always.
Always.
Rewatch?
Always. Yeah, every
You're just
night.
watching it in a loop.
Every night. No, it's not even. I'm not even kidding. No, actually, I watch a lot of CW shows just because
Aha.
they do a lot of martial
Are you more of a
arts and
Riverdale
fights.
girl or are you
I
like
became a Riverdale-
Arrowverse?
Both.
Yeah?
Both. So basically, starting Sunday every night until Thursday night, because Legacies now comes on CW, I watch an episode every night. And right now, there's a crossover event with the DC universe.
Hello. I'm hyper aware.
Yes,
Yes.
Elseworld is so
Oh
cool.
yes.
But anyway,
Everything's shaking loose, man.
Yeah, so
Everything's
I watched
coming apart.
those I watch like
Yeah.
season by season, but like Friends is every night, regardless of anything. Like
Wow.
here's the thing with Riverdale.
Dedicated.
Sometimes it gets a little
Friends is
crazy.
every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a little like dark and stuff, even with Legacy. So like you have to end the darkness by like a 8 p.m.
Yeah.
call time,
Right.
and then you start
Bring
your
it back
friends.
to the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
start
the
your
darkness and come to the light with friends.
No, seriously, I would like
Come
even
back
when I
into
would
the
edit.
darkness.
You know, like I know what's going on in the show, so I can just picture it as it's happening, and it's on low volume. I need something there, and I know it's happiness. So every
funny.
time I look up, I'm gonna laugh. So I'm good. So I'm just editing and having a good time myself.
I do
So.
that with Real Housewives. Like the real,
Oh,
I'm
which
like,
one?
I know, just like all of them. Like
All of them across
like
the board.
Orange
Posty,
County,
yeah.
Beverly Hills,
Uh-huh.
New York are my main three, and then
As they should be.
I've been getting into Dallas, but I sometimes will like do something and just have it running because I know what's like. I know there's gonna be a fight in a restaurant. I know there's gonna be
Exactly.
like something said at this glorious trip that they've taken and spent so much money on, but they're focusing on this tiny little thing that they just can't get over.
Yep.
Like I know those things are happening, so
Yep,
I let
that's
it like
exactly
roll in the
how it is with
background.
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, just there.
It's a good show to just always have playing in the background.
Yeah.
And you just like
Yeah. When Netflix
Yeah.
was like, we're not gonna have it for 2019, I was one of the people that
Oh, Friends.
tweeted. Yeah, I tweeted at Netflix.
very
and I was
very
like,
angry tweets.
yeah,
Yeah.
I used my Twitter power, and I was like, "Hey, man, you
How
can't
dare
do
you.
that." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I didn't say that. I was just crying, and I was like, "Why would you do that?" That's what I said. And I put a friends GIF out there,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and then the next morning, I mean, there was an outpour of people being like, "What is going on?" And then the next morning, they announced they're like, "Oh, we're keeping it, but we also have to pay $100 million for this." And I was like, "Ooh, sorry about that."
Whoa.
See
I
me
feel
brought
corporate.
back Friends to Netflix.
I
mean,
did. Me and my Twitter fam, we did that.
The power.
There's power.
You made
There's
Netflix your
power.
bitch.
Yes. I
Tell them to bring back
Just slapped
Friends.
it around.
Bring
No.
back Friends.
I think they saw how much like people love that show, and
Yeah.
I draw a lot of my a lot of inspiration for like certain things I do and how I act. It comes from them because you watch it enough, and like your mannerisms become that in a way. So I don't know. I draw a lot of my comedy stuff.
If you could
from
work
there.
with any one of the friends, which one? Only one. If you could only work with one of the friends.
now or back then,
Oh.
there's a difference.
Oh, that's a great question. Let's say now, and
as
then we'll
their
come back to that.
yeah, as their character, as people.
As people.
As
Oh.
people. I love Jennifer Aniston. I like absolutely adore her. I love her. But as a character, I would like Chandler's my favorite. The
Yeah?
character Chandler, because like there were such simple lines in that show that he made what they were and made them funnier and whatever. Him and Ross, like they're my favorites. But those characters.
Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah?
Is like
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
my idol. So if I ever got to work with her, I'd probably accidentally throw up on her. I'd be so excited. She's just like so good in like Romeo
She
and
is
Michelle's
incredible.
High School Reunion
Absolutely.
is one of my favorites, and I rewatched that recently. I was like, this is still amazing.
Oh yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
A.
Easy A.
Every time
yeah.
you hear
That's
her
right.
voice,
I
yeah.
forgot.
Just like-
I
Me too. I
forgot
was
she
like,
was in
Easy
that.
A,
Oh
Easy
man.
A, yeah.
Yeah.
Seen that in so long.
yeah. Every time I hear her voice, like if I'm like looking down and I hear her voice, I'm like, where is she?
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
And bringing
a
it
really
back to
good movie.
BoJack too,
Ooh.
when she played the owl.
Yes, yeah, she did.
That was awesome.
Yeah, she's just good in everything. So yeah, that
Yeah.
would be the person I would want to.
Characters, as their characters.
Chandler.
Chandler.
And Ross.
As their character, I'm not okay.
Chandler and Ross.
Rachel.
Hot sauce. What?
I know the show really well, so I'm gonna say Rachel because she's the good one.
I'm so glad this is a podcast to where you couldn't see my face just now. Can I leave right now?
Yes, Rachel. That's my final answer.
Okay. Okay.
So
We'll
Jennifer Aniston.
do a lot more talking after the show. I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, you're coming with me. You're not taking an Uber to the next one. You're gonna
I-
sit in the
I-
car.
I feel there's going to be a major Friends marathon happening.
Oh boy, we're gonna be in the car just watching Friends.
Lots of pizza.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
not
I'm
coming
taking
out.
that clock, by the way. No, I'm not. That was a joke.
What's your favorite part of the Arrowverse do you watch all of the individual shows, or do you kind of do you?
Yes, I do.
You're hardcore.
I am.
Well done. That's a lot. That's a lot of TV watching. Honestly.
Yeah, but you
That's
learn
a lot to
from
get in.
it because you learn how to, you learn what works and what people like, and you learn how to make that your own. And you learn, for me, it's more of it's not more so the acting as anything. It's more so like how they do action scenes and stuff like that, because I have a background in martial arts since I was 12, and I've done it for the last 14 years of my life. And that's me trying to count as to how much I've been doing it. But yeah, I think about 14 years of my life. And so anytime I do like a fight scene, it's like I like things like that to watch, so that I can, you draw from it. You learn like, okay, this is how camera movement should be, especially when you're the one directing your videos. Like you have to understand how things work, and like transitions or whatever it is. Like you learn from that. You learn scoring. You learn, everything. So those are actually the reasons why I watch them.
Takes an unbelievable amount to choreograph those scenes, and they work so hard on it. And especially like I gotta go back, and I'm so far behind, and I'm so upset with myself.
I'm so on
especially with I know. I think The Flash is my favorite, just because it's so fun.
And Grant Gustin is like,
Grant Gustin is amazing.
Amazing. He really just draws the audience in. Like that's, and that's actually why the Flash became like my favorite superhero. Sorry to everybody else, but just
no
in the DC universe,
Sure.
but in the Marvel universe, it's a whole different story. But that's my.
Are you
that's
an
my
MCU fan as well?
Yes, I'm actually an MCU fan overall. Anything, but it's the DC thing only works because it's the CW shows and how well they're casted and how well they do. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They know how to keep the story going. You're like,
yeah.
fine, I'll watch
for
it.
DC, it's the shows.
Yeah.
MCU.
It's the movies.
Film for sure. And holy flame! I mean, I get full body tingles just thinking about the Captain Marvel trailer. Like,
she is the strongest character in that universe. It's
oh my God!
She's like, what is going
and
on
they're,
right
and they're
now?
coming out,
Brie
and they're
Larson.
coming out a
Yes.
month apart.
Yay.
I mean, I'm just,
Say that again.
they're coming out a month apart. Like, I may just live at the theater so I can.
And then you have
see
Aladdin
them
coming
both a
out, and
bunch
then you
of
have
times.
Lion King coming out. Like, bring it on
Dude,
next year. 2019
next year's
is
gonna
my
be
life.
nuts.
Should just live at the movies.
I will be there. I will be
I've
there.
attempted.
Yeah.
I used to be a booth usher like for years.
Really?
So, in fact, I built the movies when you still had to build the reels.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they would bring them up in the metal crates, and I would unload them and cut them, splice them, weed them through the machine. It was a whole like little
Yes,
you
the
know.
hand movement.
it was a whole thing
Like
because
sewing
it had a bunch of gears, and you had to feed it through, and it would sort of take it up and around and through, and then you had to pull it through the top, and there was a big tray where you had to affix it in this little clip, and it would pull it around. And
This is great
and there
object
was
work, by the way. I see it.
too. Yeah.
It was one of the coolest things I've ever had the pleasure of doing.
That's
And,
amazing.
it was honestly really it was a tedious job, except for getting to do that. Like when I was up in the booth, feeding the film reel, or just like, making sure everything was okay. Sometimes, of course, I'd sit up there and watch half a movie or whatever. And,
That's awesome. You were putting it together.
we got to see a lot of movies for free, of course, doing
Nice.
that. And
Yeah.
that was pretty great. But it was a lot of running back and forth and up and down. And
Yeah.
all over the place. Really got some good exercise doing that.
That's
I
awesome.
miss that. I don't think they do any of that.
I
I
was
think
gonna
it's
say,
just
I think they
it's
just
all
press a
button
button.
pressing.
Yeah.
It's all Jetsons action.
Yeah.
In the booths now.
Hey man,
but
you gotta do what you
Missing-
gotta do. You gotta go.
Absolutely.
You gotta be up with the times.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot more romantic back then.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
in,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you
for sure.
craft
Here's
it.
the reel.
Now you just press a button.
Yeah.
So much more efficient.
Efficient.
Thank
but-
you for not wasting my time. Thank you very much. Here's the date. Thanks.
Outside of Friends, if you could work with anyone, like across the board, carte blanche, anyone that's currently working, anything that you could work on, who would you like to
I
work?
already know.
Yeah.
You go
You go-
first.
okay,
Then.
I was
If
like,
you
you
already
can
know,
go.
I'm like,
She's
The
ready.
Rock.
She's ready.
The
The Rock?
Dwayne
Yeah.
The Rock Johnson, any day. I think his ideas are even larger than he is. So I think and he can implement them, like he does. Like if he thinks something, he'll always think bigger. And it makes you, and he's constantly working, like even as big as he is and as much as he has, he's constantly working. And I think that that's like really admirable. And I want that energy around me at some point in my life. And then if I could work as a character, Miss Marvel.
I'm feeling it.
Miss
That's
Marvel.
a
I
good
don't know if
one.
I don't know if they're actually gonna make Miss Marvel, but they're in the talks of it, and
I've been hearing
better be
whispers.
going up for that.
I've been hearing whispers
Hello?
that it's happening.
Yeah. And
So-
and I mean, they did introduce Captain Marvel next year, so they are. So I'm guessing probably in 2020 they will come out with something Miss Marvel related.
Absolutely.
Fun.
So that's what I want
Absolutely.
to do. Putting my eyes on it.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Manifest that.
Yeah.
Now you go.
Okay. Gosh, if I had to work with one person, it'd probably be Will Ferrell.
Oh my God. Great
Yeah,
choice.
I mean, I think I would also almost vomit on him, but like I feel like it would be worth it. You know, I would have to like pull myself together, like splash some cold water on myself, and just like do it. But I think it would be amazing because he's so like natural and like stuff just like comes out of him that's so ridiculous, so hilarious,
So good.
and just to be around
flawless.
that would be
He's
He's
so
just-
flawless.
yeah.
And
I just watched Elf last week. I just want to say
Yeah.
that out loud.
For the
one more
first time?
No, no.
oh
For
god.
like the
I was
20
like,
You
29th
scared
what an
me.
experience.
Yeah.
That's
No,
that's a
for
whole
like
other
the
episode.
29th time. It's my Christmas movies.
Yeah,
part of
me
my list.
too.
Yeah. So
Elf,
I just did that.
A Nightmare Before Christmas. All
Yeah.
right.
Nice. Mine is
Um,
Ernest
Home
Saves
Alone.
Christmas every year.
Is which one?
Ernest Saves Christmas. You know Ernest
think
P.
I've
Worrell.
That
There's
one,
a
I've
there's a
never
guy
seen
named
it.
Jim Varney that did a bunch of ad spots like back in the 80s, and
Mm.
then he did like this whole series of movies, and he's just hyper goofy and very awkward, and he's got this little dog in his movies too. It's named Rimshot. Anyway, check it out. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Cool.
So I'm being told that you guys have to jet.
Wait, no, we
so-
didn't hear what character you would want to play.
Oh, in what show?
Yeah, or like anything. Because
Um,
you said Will Ferrell. I was like, wait, I want to know.
Oh my god, what show? Gosh, okay. I'm just gonna say the first thing that pops into mind because it's so ridiculous, and I'm like, I want to be on that show. The Magicians on Sci-Fi.
Oh yes.
It's so.
That's one of those shows that I've heard
ridiculous,
is like
but
so bad that it's good. Like, it's just like ridiculously.
Like there's points of it where you're like, what is happening right now? But there's two characters that are in it that are so funny. They're so like over the top that I'm like, I want to be part of that world. Like that would be
Sure.
so much fun to be like in some sort of like fantasy like elfin costume, but also get to do comedy is like I guess my goal now.
That's awesome. I wanted to hear.
Absolutely.
I was really interested. I was like, I want to know. I want to know.
Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thank
This
you.
has been an absolute
Yes.
blast. Really appreciate you being here. Overthinking with Kat and June starts December 19th
That's
on
right.
YouTube Premium.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Check
binge
it
them
out.
all 6 episodes.
Binge 'em
are coming out
all.
that day.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All
Awesome.
by Awesomeness
And
TV.
where
What's
can people
good,
find
fam?
you across the internet lands?
At Alexia Dox on everything.
All the
Instagram,
things.
Twitter. Yeah, you'll find me.
I'm at Simmi Singh everywhere too.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Twitter is at Simmi, but you know, you get the point. You'll find me.
Cool.
I'm there.
Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you both so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Bye. I want a boomerang. Can we get a boomerang?
we got to get all the things.
Remember, you can follow me as always across all the places at Devlin Wilder. That's DEVLINWILDER. And Faux Real at Faux Real Pod. That's FAUXREALPOD. That's it for this one. See you on the next one.